GOP lawmakers continue to go after the Democrat funding platform ActBlue, releasing a new report alleging failures to prevent illegal foreign donations and pointing to turmoil inside the group. Connor Hansen joins us live from Capitol Hill with more on this. Connor.
Hi, David. Republicans in Congress in their new report say ActBlue employees invoked the Fifth Amendment 146 times during their depositions. Now, the committees investigating the fundraising behemoth believe its CEO might have misled Congress about taking illegal foreign donations. Republicans on the House Judiciary Committee say every member of ActBlue's legal and compliance team quit, was fired, or went on extended leave over the past couple of years after allegations about foreign donations surfaced. Investigators believe some key internal documents are being withheld, including messages sent by some of those employees who left.
This is all about making sure that we have standards in place so that the American people know that foreign funds are not entering U.S. elections. Now we have evidence that ActBlue was not providing all the information to us.
This all stems from testimony given by ActBlue CEO Regina Wallace-Jones, saying they used multi-layered screening to root out foreign donations. But that probe picked up steam after a New York Times report revealed the fundraising giant's former lawyer warned Wallace-Jones that those steps weren't always followed and they could be accused of accepting foreign money and misleading Congress. An ActBlue spokesperson told me today they have done more than any other platform to prevent improper donations, adding, quote, if GOP members actually cared about donor fraud, they would work to strengthen security standards across the board, including within their own operations, rather than targeting ActBlue. Now, in the first quarter of this year, the fundraiser pulled in about $568 million for Democrats. David?
That's a lot of money. Connor Hansen, thank you for that. Joining us now for reaction, House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan, who's been spearheading the investigation into ActBlue. Mr. Chairman, great to see you again.
Good to be with you, David.
So 146 times they invoked the Fifth Amendment. What were the questions you're asking them that they won't answer?
All kinds of questions about their fraud, their so-called fraud prevention measures in place, what they did, what kind of money they accept, all kinds of questions that they just took the fifth on. But understand, you said that's a lot of money, that 550, I think 60-some million.
568.
It was 3.8 billion in the 24 cycle.
Wow. So
this is literally the money machine for the left, for the Democrats. In 2023, Ms. Wallace-Jones responds to an inquiry from Congress and says everything is fine. Then in 2024, they lowered the fraud standards in the run-up to the presidential election. They lowered the fraud standards, and then they don't follow the standards that they lowered. And then we find out right after the election, 4 people resign and the general counsel is fired. When we start asking questions about that, we bring those 5 people in and they all take the fifth. And then the kicker is what we just heard in the report. Their lawyer, so not Jim Jordan saying this, not Brian Stiles saying this, their lawyer says, hey, that response you gave Ms. Wallace-Jones back in 23, it looks like you weren't clear, you weren't honest, and you may have misrepresented the facts. That's a nice way of saying you lied. And again, we didn't say that. Yeah. Their own lawyer at Covington and Burling said that, and their lawyer happened to be Dana Remus, White House counsel, former White House counsel for Joe Biden. So when you see all this smoke, there's probably a fire.
Now, $568 million just in the first quarter, and billions, as you mentioned, over years. They say the money came from small donations. Now, there's a term called smurfing, where very large donations are broken into a lot of smaller ones to make it harder to follow. Is there any evidence that smurfing was going on here, and that's why they claim they can't get to the bottom of where the donations came from?
And we have some anecdotal evidence where you'll find a donor who says, yeah, I gave $10 online to ActBlue, but I didn't give 1,000 $10 contributions to ActBlue over time. So they'll see, like, so that's one of the big concerns we have is, oh yeah, you might have a donor, but then that person's information, their social security number, their identifier, their passport number gets used multiple times. Where's that money coming from when the donor themselves says, I only contributed once, I didn't contribute 10 times, 100 times. So we're looking into all that. And again, They lowered their own standards, didn't follow the standards they lowered. After the election in 24, 5 people either resign or are fired. And the guy who was fired was their general counsel. And guess what? He got this sweetheart severance package from ActBlue, and part of the deal was, if you're going to talk to anyone, you got to run it through ActBlue first. So he couldn't just come answer. So that's the system they set up, and all that happens shortly after the 2024 presidential election.
I want to switch to another very important story that Interior Secretary Doug Burgum has been talking about. He's telling Democratic Congresswoman in the sound I'm going to play, Rosa DeLauro, that federal grants have also been funding the Democratic Party. Roll that tape.
The wildlife refuge system, the administration is proposing steep cuts in that effort. When I look at some components of the Fish and Wildlife Service are proposed for complete elimination. That includes the state and tribal wildlife grants. Is that wrong?
We found organizations that were receiving grants from Interior where 80 to 100% of the revenue of that NGO was a grant from the federal government. And yet those organizations, we were the sole source of their revenue, but they would have a CEO making $650,000 and $400,000 lobbyists.
Chairman, we only got about 15 seconds, but that sort of reminds me of what EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin was finding out about the billions spent on the EPA grants to nonprofits in the last couple of days of the Biden administration, right?
Yeah, and what Elon found with DOGE, with USAID. So, but one thing the left's good at, the left's always good at using your money against you. So it's your tax money, it goes to these NGOs, and it gets spent on some left-wing cause. Many times it gets funneled around a little bit and gets used to run against the actual candidates that we're opposed to. So it gets to help Democrat candidates. They always use your money against the things and the policies that you care about. It's the phenomena of the left.
And of course, the socialists running those NGOs are getting paid millions of dollars. They're fine with taking a lot of money. It's easy to condemn capitalism if you're a millionaire. Based on what you're getting from taxpayers. All right, Chairman, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Now listen to this.
Will you stand for our democracy? Will you stand to get out the vote? Will you stand for our children?
Spartacus is back. Democrat Senator Cory Booker ramping up the extreme rhetoric, yelling out claims of darkness and pain, sounding almost biblical. Radio host Jason Rantz reacting to the full outburst next.
I looked in that mirror and started crying tears of rage. It's hard for me not to look at you and not see my mom.
This is about the closest I'll probably ever have in my life to an I am Spartacus moment.